Yeah.
Okay. Welcome, listeners.
It's,
This is the gratitude episode. What's that edition? Grab your pie, pour your drinks, and pull up a chair to the table. I
is
cannot
that what I'm missing?
believe.
I'm missing my drink.
I know. Me too. I'm missing my pie. That's okay. We're just sitting at our desks, anyways, and we just wanted to. Cheese and I were just saying, you know what? It's Thanksgiving, and this is the time where we should be grateful, thankful, and have an attitude of positivity. And so we both said, you know what? Let's get on the podcast. This is like impromptu that we want to just get on the podcast and do an audio and talk a little bit about Thanksgiving and share our thoughts. So, go ahead, Cheese. What do you got?
Yeah, we're giving thanks, and, personally, this is not about any chaos, right? Chaos comes with Christmas. Um,
Yeah.
but before we get started, how about we roll into, like, our week? You had some pretty big
Oh my
news,
gosh.
Tony.
Yeah, I know. Today I got a call. I mean, it's first of all, it's been a hectic week because this is my first true home buyer's experience. Thankfully, I have a friend like Cheese who dealt with doing mortgages and loans and stuff for people, and she's just recently did it on her own too as a single woman buying a home. It's a process, and so I mentioned to Cheese and said, I think I want to go look for a home. And you immediately jumped on and started helping me. How do I qualify? What do I need to do? Things to expect, and you know all of that. And next thing you know, we're like, okay, now let's go look at homes. I mean, all this kind of happened in less than a month, I would say. And so I decided to call my mom up and say, let's go looking for homes. And we were looking around. Well, anyways, I identified a home, and the purpose of me going out with my mom is because I want to move closer to my mom. She's getting older, and I want to be more present in the city that she lives in. And when she's ready and wants to sell her home, she can move in with me. But in the meantime, I am now a homeowner because through all the process and the loan, the grueling task of getting all my shit out there, it's literally like you feel violated because they get into everything, right? But otherwise, it was a process, and she was a major supporter in helping me and guiding me and giving me the confidence to go through this. And lo and behold, I was given a call today. The county has recorded this property, brand new build home in my name, and I am a official homeowner. I just have to go, which I'll probably
All
do
by
tomorrow,
yourself.
pick up my
All by
keys.
yourself. I'm so
Yes.
excited for you. This is something to be grateful for, thankful for,
Yes.
all the things, all of the things.
Well,
So
I'm grateful
you
for
deserve it.
you and all that you did to help me and guide me through this because it's very scary in a good way though, right?
You were it was easy because you were like you easily qualified. So I was very it was good news all the time because I was like, "Oh, oh yeah, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine." But I'm so
But
excited for you
still
and that house is
nerve-wracking. Sure.
beautiful. That house is beautiful.
I'm
Absolutely.
excited.
Let's talk about that refrigerator as far as gratefulness goes. I'm thankful for your fridge.
I gotta I
Oh
gotta
my
boot you
god.
guys. I was sharing my friend Sandra V. I said, "Okay, I feel guilty that I'm buying." First of all, this refrigerator before it was on sale is a $4,000 fucking refrigerator. It's an AI powered refrigerator, Samsung, and it's got some awesome reviews. And I said to myself, I am buying that refrigerator because I want it. It's bougie, but I want it, and I fucking deserve it. And so
Yeah, you
I bought
do.
I bought myself a housewarming gift.
I love it. But tell him you got it on a deal. Didn't you get it
Yeah,
like for
no,
much
yeah,
less than
it was like $4,000 refrigerator, and it's on sale for 28. That's still kind of high, but it's a really good deal. And on top of it, through their program, they said through the new year that I could always check in if that refrigerator changes in price and goes down. I could call them up and they'll refund me the difference. So, and then my mom is so sweet. She bought me a washing machine and dryer set, and it too is a really cool one. And she got that for me
That's
for my housewarming gift. So I told her no Christmas gifts. I mean, that's a big purchase. So
yeah,
it's a
that's so
housewarming slash
thoughtful.
Christmas gift. Yeah. So I'm grateful for
Well,
my mama.
shout out to mom. That's
Yes.
huge. But
Yes.
I just can't wait. I know it's gonna be a process and you definitely need to just I think it's one of those things where you can't wait to be moved and you can't wait to be unpacked
Yeah.
and it's just like enjoy that journey. Throw the music on and enjoy it because it's gonna take a while, but you're gonna make it
Yeah. But I
yours,
have
and
all the
it's
month of December to do that. So, it's
yeah,
not like I have to be
yeah,
out in 2 weeks, right? Thank
yeah.
God for that.
Did
Another
you give
not yet.
notice to
I'm
your
doing at the end of the month. I wanna be out at the end of the month is when I wanna be out.
well, I'm so happy for you. It was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure to be a part of that process with you. Congratulations. And
Thank
my
you,
news this
cheese.
week is not nearly as exciting. However, it is coincidentally tied to my girl Toni. When I was visiting her, she had introduced me to Joe Coy, a comedian, and
Love
this
him.
week I went to go see Joe Coy in concert, and he was hilarious. So that was my week wrapped up, at not nearly as eventful and exciting, but I had a good week,
That's
and
exciting because I love comedy. You know how much we talk about another thing to have gratitude is laughter, right? I
yeah.
love laughing. Joe Coy and Sebastian Maniscalco are my favorite comedians.
Yeah, there's a ton out there. I went to go see my doctor. I went to go see
Uh-huh.
my doctor yesterday. He's a funny dude, and he was introducing me to this guy, and I ended up getting tickets to see him for Aiden's birthday. So I'm taking Aiden
Oh,
to go see
who's the guy?
this hold on a sec, I gotta look it up because he's kind of like Matt Rife, where he interacts with the audience versus
Yeah.
more of like a skit.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, he was telling me about this guy. His name is Jeff Arcuri,
The name sounds familiar. I'll have to look
Arcuri.
him up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Awesome.
funny, and he's just one of those ones that interact with the audience really
Oh,
well.
cool. I love
So to
that.
me, like, especially when they're really brilliant, but they haven't made it big yet, and I can afford those tickets.
There's more humbleness
Um,
too, and there's more humbleness in the communication with you, right? They're more real. Not that the big
yeah.
guys are not real, it's just like you said,
Oh,
there's more engagement.
the big guys are just as authentic and funny. They just cost a
But
lot
they don't
more.
engage with the audience as much like you would
Well,
with this
I
guy.
mean, Matt Rife does, but, like, it's like it's just a more expensive.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
I love
That's
going,
great.
like, along you said, laughter. I love going to see comedians. I love going to see musicians. Other than that, I took a bunch of AI lessons. I'm trying to get certified in AI.
That's all great stuff right
Um,
there.
yeah, so I'm actually really enjoying the process. So
You're
anyway,
buckling down. You're buckling down and you're getting smarter with AI. You're
yeah,
taking
well,
some of Janelle Schock's, advice.
exactly. Yeah, I am not afraid to say that that was a motivational podcast for me, and I don't wanna be left behind, so I am learning what I can learn.
Get on the AI bus.
Anyway, alright, so we wanna, like,
Yeah,
we're
that's
gonna
oh,
throw out some
Cheese and
questions?
I decided Cheese and I decided we wanted to make this more interactive between each other. We don't want anything scripted. We have a list of questions, and we're gonna just ask each other questions, and some of them, she may answer, some of them I may, we both might answer, but let's just make it fun and easygoing. So I'll start it off. If that's okay with you, Cheese?
Yeah,
What are 3 things you are grateful for today? It's gotta be today, not tomorrow or yesterday. It's gotta be today. What are the
yeah.
3 things you're grateful for today?
You know what? I would like that question to be more like that isn't the standard answer because obviously you got family and friends and,
Mhm,
that sort of thing.
mhm.
Um, I'm gonna answer I'm grateful for some of the shows that I'm binging. They give me a little reprieve from life, so I like the entertainment factor. I am grateful for education, the AI stuff that I'm doing. I think that's awesome. And gosh, I mean, I guess I have to just go with the one standard answer, and that's mashed potatoes. Very grateful.
I love you and your mashed potatoes. Either that or Mexican food.
Yeah,
I love it.
if I was stranded on a desert island, I know what food I would be picking.
Oh my
Food
god.
groups.
Oh my god, that is so funny. I love it. I love it. Alright.
So, okay, so what's something you used to take for granted, now you're like, "Thank God for this."
I used to take for granted of my time, meaning I would just anytime somebody would like, "Oh, I need this, I need that," and I'm jumping and, "Oh, let me help." And I used to take that for granted, but now that I've spent a lot of quality time by myself and I don't I'm protective of my time, I really appreciate the how I could just breathe and move along my day and just like, this is my time. This is me that I have control over my time. So time would be something I used to take for granted. Now that I'm getting older and, health, good, solid family and friends in your life, the quality reading, if you want to do quality reading, or like you did, Cheese, getting online and taking quality time to educate yourself. Time is so precious. It's so important. And I used to take it for granted. And now these days, my time is so precious. And so I'm going to stick with that time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, Cheese, who are the people who you want to do a shout out? Is there certain people that you want to do shout outs to for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, we have my standard fare, but also this weekend, some of my brat friends were in town. My Aramco brat, those are the people who I grew up with in Saudi Arabia. My dad worked for an oil company, and we all share this really bizarre youth where, we lived in this community. It was an English speaking, and we played sports just like any community in the United States, but we were lived in Saudi Arabia and we got to travel, every year. They had something called repatriation, and I'm very fortunate, got to see the world at a young age. I've talked about this and shared it before, but the Barths were in town. Mara was in town, and she and her husband, and my friend Steve LaRue joined us, and I
Well, I thought I
loved
saw those
them.
posts that I liked it. I think you had posted that recently, right? I saw, was it like Wednesday?
I didn't like, that was my, Steve LaRue came to my birthday party too.
Oh, okay. Got it.
So yeah, so the bars were just this Sunday. We didn't post anything about that. We just went
Mm.
to a little, um, local pub, and so it's I guess I'd shout out to, like, my Saudi brat family, and thank you. I just really, really enjoy their company. It was just great to see them. We saw a Bears game, and I met some new friends too. So I'm really excited to spend some time with Kathy, and Sparky, her husband, who got his name officially changed to that. I thought that was hilarious. Just lots of fun meeting up with some friends, on a Sunday morning, and, so that's who I'm thankful for.
That's
Out of
the whole thing about connection, the connection you share with people from such a time period back. Like you said, you were like in middle school. Was it middle school you were connected?
Yeah, 8 years
Yeah. I
old
mean, that's
to
amazing that you guys are
15.
still, yeah, and you're still in touch. That's amazing. And you
W
guys share that connection. And then
we kinda got a
you met some new connections. That's great.
Yeah, and we kinda kind of have to give a shout out to Meta. Facebook reconnected us, back in, like, 2009. I can remember Shelley Turton was the first person who reached out to me, and she actually lives local too. I need to see her, but she reached out to me, and then it was like 100 people later, we are all connected, and
That's
it's just
awesome.
it's just cool, yeah.
That's great.
So Tony,
Yes.
what's the one thing you're grateful for that would make people laugh? Is there anything out there that kinda you think would give people a little chuckle?
Well, for me, honestly, I stream a lot of comedy. So, I'm grateful for my comedy. And so, by the way, everybody, Sebastian Maniscalco has a new one that he turned up, and it's on Hulu. And I just sit there and I just freaking laugh. Because sometimes we get through so much stress in life. Sometimes you just don't want to do shit. You just want to laugh and not think about anything else. And we also talked about that. I forget which podcast we did. We talked about laughter, how healthy it is to laugh. I think to be able to go onto TV and stream it and immediately just go into comedy. Like I may not be able to afford to now that I have a new house, afford to go to a comedy show, but I can watch it from my TV at home.
Yes, I love it.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
That's awesome.
Awesome. So let's talk about the traditions of Thanksgiving and growing up.
Yeah.
Uh, what were Thanksgiving traditions like in your family growing up, Cheese?
I mean, we would have always the standard fare. We weren't really picky about what time we had it, but definitely my mom would have her china, and we would have all the fixings. I would definitely say that the one thing that's a little unique to my mother is that she would have something called tatties and neeps, which is
What's
basically
that?
mashed potatoes
Man.
and
Oh,
turnips, and she would be the only one who would eat it. So it's like, "Okay, mom, that's great that you have this tatties and neeps thing going on, but you're gonna have to make smaller portions since you're the only one diving into that." Tatties and neeps, yeah, shout out to my mom and her Scottish, heritage.
but
But yeah,
you
just
gotta give gratitude to your mom because that's something that means something to her, right? And she
yep.
probably feels a sense of connection and belonging, and
Yeah.
that's from her family. So good for her. Good for you, Pat.
Yes,
Good
she
for
loves it,
you.
and don't kid yourself, we're having it this year too, or she is. So, love it. And you know what, it's interesting too, my brother and his family, he married into a family, like, Chinese people,
Yeah.
and so
Yeah,
they would
Rita.
spend Thanksgiving yeah, Rita, like, if we spent Thanksgiving with them at all, it was at a Chinese restaurant. Literally, eating Chinese food, so that was
That's
another
great.
unique tradition to, my brother and his in-laws and their side of the family, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and they have a whole other set of traditions, like, the eldest served first, you're served in order of your age,
Yeah.
um and that sort of thing, and there would be, like, literally a chicken's head, like, on the platter kinda thing, that as it's circling around,
Yeah.
the table, but or fish platter or whatever, like, all the traditional Chinese food, so
What kinda
anyway,
cracks
so
me up on that cheese where you're bringing that up, you know that the movie A Christmas Story, where
yeah, yeah.
the dog comes in and takes the turkey, and so they're all devastated at the end, and so then they go to a Chinese restaurant, and they have duck for but it's, like, hilarious. The Chinese guy chops the head off the duck, and it's like they're having their traditional Chinese Thanksgiving.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. Well, I was
So
watching
wait
that the other night.
so
The A
wait,
Christmas
their
Story.
traditional Thanksgiving or Christmas?
Oh, yeah, maybe it is maybe it wasn't
A
Thanksgiving
Christmas
dinner
dinner,
because they were having a turkey. They were having a turkey
yeah,
at
yeah.
Christmas, you're right. No,
Okay,
don't
okay,
most
okay,
people
got you.
do, ham at Christmas? I'm confused.
I don't know, we tend to do, like, steak, we would do ham, like,
You
I
can do
we're not
whatever
as
you want,
we're yeah,
honestly.
we're not as traditional with Christmas dinner as we are like, Christmas breakfast, we have, like, a coffee cake that my ex-husband's mother, Susan, makes, and she's passed down the recipe to us, and our whole family
Oh,
loves
cool.
it, so that's really nice, but anyway, back to Thanksgiving, though, are there any traditions that you had growing up that you wanna keep and others that you are like,
Well,
"Never ever again,"
my family,
or
we did the standard. My mom would put out her china too, and then she'd pull out her little wooden box and she'd open it up and be the gold forks, the spoons, and all that, the silverware. It's all gold,
Yeah,
and it'd be like all fancy. But today's world, it's like, you know what? We're not doing that anymore. It's okay. I mean, she still pulls out pretty nice plates, but we're just more casual now. One of the things that we since my dad had passed on, and when my dad was around we did a little bit of it, but when he passed on in 2017, family, we started doing like games. After we eat, we play games, and that's a
I love
tradition I
that.
like. I do. I love.
Yeah.
So we'll do a karaoke game, or we do that Alexa game that Jimmy Fallon does, where you have to get Alexa to say something there's like a word that you're given, and you have to say something without saying the word to get Alexa to repeat that
Oh,
word
I've
that's on
never
your
heard
card.
that, that sounds so
Yeah, it's so
fun.
much fun. It's a Jimmy Fallon thing, and so
Okay, that might be a new tradition for
that's a
us.
new one. That's yeah. So we I think we played that last time. But we have the karaoke mic, and we'll do karaoke sometimes, or just play whatever card games. But they're fun. I bought a couple of different games that I'm going to bring with me, so I'm excited. The
That's
game
cool.
part is what I like to keep a
Oh,
tradition. Love it.
you're speaking my language.
All right. Okay. What's something you used to hate about the holidays, but now you love?
Oh, I can answer this in a heartbeat. I actually changed traditions for us because my mom would get out the china and all that stuff, and I knew staring at those dishes that like, in that kitchen, that it was gonna be on me and my brother to clean them, and so like, as pretty as it all looked, I seriously was like, "Absolutely not," and by the time I was a teenager, I was able to convince my mom that paper plates were the way to go for a tradition in Thanksgiving, and we would literally use paper plates, and it was the happiest thing for me because it's like, it really knocked off a lot of, like, it, like, let you get to nap time that much sooner. But now
Or game
I
time.
want I want to use mine, like, it's funny too because I didn't get my own, like, china pattern. I basically got china patterns from every one of my friends and family, like my Aunt Janice, I have hers. I have my friend Lindsay's grandmother's. I
Oh my
have
gosh. How'd
my
you get that?
brothers. I have my mom's because I found out their pattern and I would get one complete set. And so I have this eclectic set of
Cool.
china so that like you can mix and match. You can either stick them all together at the table, like with their own partners. I have my mom's, china pattern. I have my Jason's mom's china pattern, all of that. Or you can mix and match, like, you can have, like, the teacup here, and you can mix it up, and
You
to
mix and
me,
match them. Yeah.
it's like it
That's
represents
cool.
that I'm having dinner with my friends and family because it's all the different friends and
Yeah, that's
family, and they're
awesome.
trying to find it. So I love it, and I rarely use them. I don't wanna put them through the dishwasher because 'cause I'm worried I'd ruin them, so I don't wanna go that route, but now I'm starting to trend back to what my mom would do, and it's like, luckily, it's not a huge number of us at Thanksgiving, like, it's gonna be my cousin, her husband, um, and my mom and dad and me tomorrow because I don't have the kids, so it's only 5 of us, so it's not that big of a deal to, like, get the china out, and I'm all
Oh,
about
now
that.
you're doing the China. That's so funny.
Yep,
You know,
yep,
they say you
and
become your
and
mom.
and yes, and by the way, I give a shout out to, Karen and Richard Betancourt. That's Karen's my cousin from my dad's side.
Awesome.
I absolutely love my family on both sides, but, it's nice to have Karen local, and her husband is amazing. He's just got a great sense of humor, big golfer. Just, happy that they're local and that we take turns. Like, this year's my house. It was Karen's 2 years ago, my mom's last year, so but anyway, yeah, that's something that I used to hate, and now I'm, like, embracing it wholeheartedly.
That's
All
funny.
right, so
That is hilarious.
let's
Full
talk let's
circle.
talk grat let's talk gratitude. Who has shown up for you this year, Tony? Where you're just
Wow.
like,
Yeah.
"Wow."
Well, I could say, Cheese, you have shown up for me for
Oh
sure.
my goodness.
You have. This is a big deal for me. We talked about it earlier in the check in. I've been wanting to buy a house by myself for a while. And, it's hard being a single woman doing it in the Bay Area alone.
We're in Phoenix.
Anywhere in general, right? And
Yeah,
so
yeah.
and, you gave me actually the courage to do it as well, because it does take courage. They say nothing grows in the comfort zone, and you gave me the confidence to say, "You know what? I'm doing this." And so I ended up doing it. And you showed up and you helped me with that. And you've also been a part of this podcast. It's another big thing for me. I'm all about women supporting women. You know that. I'm all about the gratitude, and it fills my soul to be able to do something like this, to get other women together to speak about topics that mean a lot to us, that maybe somebody out there may need to hear or would like to contribute to. So you've showed up for me on that too, Chief. So I'm going to say
Aw.
you have. I have another friend, Sandra V. Laponda. She's been good friend of mine, and you're both Scorpios. So
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 watch
you,
out for that stinger. Watch out for that stinger.
yeah, that's
We're gonna
funny.
be we're gonna be we're gonna be loyal as fuck, but don't
That's what
cross us.
everybody says, right? Watch out for that stinger. But
Yep.
no, but yeah. So I wanna stick with the two of you guys. Also chime in on that, Cheese. Who showed up
Well,
for you this year?
you know what? I feel like that's, similar to the next question, and I would be happy to answer it that way too. I
Okay.
honestly feel Tony, same. I have gone through, some nervous system stuff and, like some, discovery, and, like I think I've shared, I've been happily dating, but also enjoying kind of getting to know me, myself, and I solo. And what I appreciate about you, Tony, is that it is always like no matter how I'm feeling, what I'm sharing, it always feels safe. And that is something that I can't say enough about is having friendships and relationships with humans where you know that whatever you're sharing is not being judged. It's not going to come back and haunt you. It's genuinely received, and the advice given back or the listening, just the listening, is authentic. And so I cannot thank you enough for just being there. What I love is this podcast, the pod, as we like to call it, has, we were already close, but it's gotten us much closer because we have to, obviously collaborate a lot, but even more so, I'll be like driving and I'll call you to talk about anything. And I just really appreciate your friendship. I will say, like you, I have, others like my mom and dad are always there to help me and support me. and, Nicole and Amber, I just have some real close friends who pick up the phone and they're there to listen, they're there to laugh, they're there to share memes and GIFs
Mhm.
and then there's pickles, which, also brings me
You
joy, but,
got can't think for yeah.
ultimately, having good people in your life makes all the difference, and also, I feel more whole as I grow, in this new world, and I am just so thankful to have special people in it, and there's obviously a lot of other people who matter to me, but I just wanna shout out to, you and some of the other really close ones.
Awesome. I love it. That's great, Cheese. Thank you. I think
So
ditto, my friend, ditto.
So, Tony, what's a moment
Mhm.
this year that has made you stop and say, "Wow, I'm really blessed"? It's gotta be related
Well,
to your house.
I have a lot to be blessed for.
Oh, yeah, the new job?
The new job was just having a discussion this morning, a one-on-one with the sales leader that I work with and his sales team. And I had to tell him, I was like, this is, a thankful, grateful moment. And he asked me how the house is coming along. And I shared with him that, oh, I got the call the day that it's been reported. It's in my name. I can go pick up the keys. He's like really excited for me. And then I also then started sharing. I said, it wouldn't be possible for one had I not come over to Zscaler. I just love this company. I love the solution that we sell. I love cybersecurity, the leadership. I love that we're supporting healthcare. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful of working with my sales leader, Aaron, and all his sellers. I love my internal team, my boss's boss. All the stars are aligned. I sit down every day. I tell myself, uh, I am blessed. I don't care what anybody says. Your career is a part of you. It represents who you are sometimes too, right? Like I love technology. I love being a woman in tech. I love what I do. But honestly, sometimes people will wake up, it's like, oh, gotta go to the job again. Right. I feel blessed that I wake up and say, okay, what's next? Like, what do I gotta do? I love what I do. I love my job. I love the people I work for. And the best part of it is this job is affording me to be able to buy a home as well. How blessed can one person be? Like, I'm truly grateful. I've been alone and I just cry tears of happiness, essentially,
Yeah,
because I really, really feel grateful. So I kind
that's
of went down a
great.
little deep hole there.
No, no, that's
It's how I feel.
and by the way, one begets the other, right?
Mhm.
You might not have been as, excited about this new home well, the new refrigerator, first of all, and then the new home if you hadn't had the new job, they all kind of are
They all kind of
intertwined.
aligned and
Yeah,
yeah,
yep, yeah.
starts from one thing and just
So,
kept getting bigger. One more door open, another
but
door
I can't think
opens.
of a more deserving human.
Thank you, Cheese.
You deserve all the magic that you ask for. So, listeners, we have been talking about us, but hopefully, some of the things that we've been talking about invoke some thought in, your thinking and how friendships have changed or strengthened this year for you. Who deserves a seat at your table this holiday season? And, what does a peaceful Thanksgiving look like for you? So, thank you for spending Thanksgiving with us. We hope your holiday is peaceful, joyful, and full of gratitude.
And I'd like to add a little to it too. Um, as we do wrap this up, I'm going to go back to the gratitude book again, right? Writing in the journal, but it's maybe you start a journal if you haven't started a journal this year. Maybe you start a gratitude journal.
Yeah, some of the things I've started doing is writing
Yeah,
thank you notes more often than I
that's
have in the
awesome.
past, and also I started walking and using my time walking as my time for gratitude, as my
Okay,
time to think about what I'm grateful for.
that's
So
all.
make sure it resonates with you, not just this time of the year, but
Mhm.
all throughout the year.
Yeah, love that, Cheese. Well, with that said, let's say goodbye to our listeners. I hope everybody has a peaceful, loving uh, Thanksgiving with your family, your loved ones. And if you're not one that really does a big Thanksgiving with a bunch of people, if you're doing it alone, I hope you're doing it with laughter and watching a comedy show.
Yes. Yes. Gobble till you wobble,
Gobble
regardless.
gobble.
Yeah.
If you join us on the pod, you can watch it on Amazon, Apple, YouTube, or Spotify. And we would love to have you join our table.
Absolutely. What's that? Gobble till you wobble. Gobble till you
Thanks again.
wobble.